Hey guys, welcome to the WAG Station. Ooh. So what if I rebranded? This is a free country after all, but what is an opening quote that fits well with the entire of whatever this is? Oh, I know! Hey everyone, welcome to this episode. I'm your updated Gen Z himself. So what better way to show that this is a free country after all than figuring out a way to play Knuckles Chaotix complete and all? Son of a bitch. Well, while I wait for all the money to flow, and how about figuring out a different way to play Knuckles Chaotix? Oh goddammit, out of every other option!
Yeah, so I'm emulating Knuckles Chaotix. It is a free country after all. So Knuckles Chaotix was released on the Sega 32X, also known as the Sega Genesis add-on that makes the Genesis look like it just got f***ed, in April of 1995 for here in North America and Japan, and then in June of 1995 in Europe. Now weirdly, in Japan, the game is actually called Chaotix instead of Knuckles Chaotix. Like, what are they trying to do? Not sell the game? But hey, at least the box art looks pretty cool. I personally think it's a lot better than what we got here in North America. In Europe, it's just a mirrored version of what we got here in North America. Sure, I usually defend the North American box arts of the Sonic games back in the Genesis era, but come on, why don't just include the entirety of the Chaotix? Why just Knuckles and Vector? Speaking of which, what is the Chaotix? Well, it's a team that's been formed by your boy Knuckles. At least here at the time of Knuckles Chaotix, before the Chaotix just became a trio with Sonic heroes. So the entirety of the team consists of Knuckles, Espio, Vector, Charmy, Mighty for some reason, and two rogue Botanic robots that fuck you over when you play as them. Now Mighty being here is just an odd inclusion, especially without Ray. Like, you couldn't have took that much time just to clone a character you already made in a prototype of a game, right? From the research I've done, it seems like that Knuckles Chaotix was built off of a prototype that was just gonna be another Sonic game, called Sonic Crackers. I don't see what Sonic has to do with crackers, but sure. And Mighty is literally just reusing Sonic's moveset, which, hey, why not? Tails is still in the files somewhere, but come on, you could have used the leftover data from Tails to make a Ray out of that. Sure, it wouldn't make too much sense because Ray only has one tail, but I'm sure you could have thought of a reason why. Kind of like how Knuckles only glides because of dreadlocks. So, on to the gameplay. At first, it may seem pretty scary because the entirety of the game is based around this linked up to the partner with some sort of ring leash gimmick. But trust me, this is actually really goated gameplay. Sure, of course there's gonna be some jank here and there because that's the kind of game that it seems like it's gonna be. Using the special moveset that this whole gimmick has is really fun to use, man. You can charge up a super fast dash thing by pulling the ring leash as far back as you can and then let go. It's fun to do that. It's more fun than the super payload from CD. And as well, you can also throw your teammates around if you feel like bullying them, or just send yourself to a higher platform. Unless if you're playing as Charmy B, you might as well just fly around the entirety of the stage. I definitely did not do that through the entire playthrough. But other than that, you also access the levels very weirdly for no given reason. Like, I don't know why it's randomized like this. Sure, going into a zone in a random order is kind of weird, but having each act of the zone being completely random is extremely weird. But because each zone is 5 acts long, I guess it's nice to have some variety, swapping between them all the time. Speaking of which, the zones. If you count the one-act isolated island tutorial stage, I'll give it this, it looks kinda cool. Our first traditional zone here is Botanic Base. It's basically this game's Green Hill, it's the easiest out of them all, but that isn't a bad thing. I honestly think that this level looks pretty cool. I like all the blur effects it has in the background. Next we got Speed Slider. It certainly is a slider that's speed. That doesn't make any sense. Why the hell did I say that? Yeah, it's pretty fun, as the name implies. It is in fact very fast-paced, but there's always some exploration here and there if you really feel like it. Next we got Marina Madness. Honestly, my favorite zone in Knuckles Chaotix. I've always had a thing for beach levels, or beach-ish levels. I like the submarine gimmicks that you encounter sometimes. It's kinda cool. Doesn't really do much though. Plus the art in this level is absolutely gorgeous. I ain't even gonna lie here. Next we got Techno Tower. This one's just okay. It's kind of like Speed Slider, but just a little bit lamer. But don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just kind of there for me. Plus the fact that there's these slow-ass elevators in the stage kind of blows. Thankfully there's only one per stage. But also, why do you need one per stage? Well, I guess it is called Techno Tower. Elevators are usually in towers. You know what? Never mind. 10 out of 10 stage. Our final traditional zone here is Amazing Arena. This one's just kinda sucks. I mean, the level design is okay, but you have to turn on some clock thing to power the entire arena, and if you don't turn on this clock, then you just can't beat the stage. Like, you can make it to the end goal, and then it'll just say, no, screw you, you didn't actually beat the stage. Which is kinda weird. I think they should have done at least something a little bit different with the clock gimmick. Like, how about the enemies don't show up when you turn on the clock, but the clock is really, really hard to find. That'd be kinda cool-ish. Well, that's the zones. Might as well talk about the bonus stages you can access. There's completely no point to these bonus stages. You can find some rings in them, but you also lose rings at the same time, so don't find these while you're in the middle of the stage. Instead, just go to the actual special stages. Also known as the special stages that make Vector look weird. Like 20 bucks to whoever can figure out what this is. But other than that, the special stages are okay. It's not good, but it's not bad either. It's inoffensive. It's kind of like the Sonic CD special stages. Not good, not bad. But you know it's better than the Sonic CD special stages because at the end of the stage, it says cool. Also, please someone tell me what the hell Chaos Rings are. Like, what do they even serve their purpose as? Other than getting you the good ending. Like, they're not Chaos Emeralds. They don't put you into a super form, but they clearly do something good. Is it kind of like Sonic 1 when you originally collected the 6 Chaos Emeralds and it just spawned in flowers but didn't give you a super form? Is it kind of like that? Someone please tell me. I literally don't know what these are. And back to the zones here. In each 5th act of the zone, there's a boss. These bosses are pretty okay. They're kind of like the Sonic CD bosses. Like, they have good ideas, but they're just really easy to beat. But I like the final boss. The final boss is actually pretty cool. Except for the first phase. Like, what's the entire purpose of this? Using the stage randomizer just to beat one of his attacks, and you gotta hope that it lands on the X? Just an absolute time waster. But other than that, me personally, I think this is the best Metal Sonic fight in the entire Sonic series. Now, of course, we gotta talk about the music in Knuckles Chaotix. The music is some of the greatest music of all times. At least for me, personally. I talked about the soundtrack for Knuckles Chaotix in the past when I talked about a bunch of video game soundtracks, but let's just keep things short here for this time. It's a banger. Duh. And honestly, if you're too lazy to get used to this game's controls, then please, for the love of God, listen to the entirety of the soundtrack, because goddamn is it really, really good. It's very atmospheric with a bunch of things. I really like it. It's kind of like how I treat the North American soundtrack of Sonic CD. Goddamn, why do I keep on comparing this game to Sonic CD? What the hell? So overall, Knuckles Chaotix is definitely a pretty odd game at first. It released on the 32X for one, which is already odd enough, but it's a Sega console. There's gotta at least be one Sonic game on there, at least when Sega consoles existed. But it's great. Sure, the main gimmick is kinda funky to get into, but trust me, it really isn't, man. It's really easy to get into it. It's really fun to mess around with, especially when you're playing as Charmy B and Heavy together. I don't know, it's just kind of funny. But overall, I just really love messing around in this game, and just genuinely playing through it all. Plus, it has a great soundtrack that keeps me going through the entirety of the game, even if it sucks sometimes, like Amazing Arena. In the first phase on the Metal Sonic fight, damn it. But yeah, Knuckles Chaotix just really makes me want to own an actual 32X for no given reason. I just really like wasting my money like that.
Well, that was Knuckles Chaotix. Overall, it's actually a pretty great game. It can be jank in some cases, but it's actually surprisingly tolerable. It could be that good old obscure Sonic game moment where, oh, it's obscure, so it's the greatest game of all times. Just like how Sonic CD used to be before it became more available and people started developing different opinions on it. But I feel like if Sega maybe touches up some of the weird jankiness in a remaster, I feel like this could be considered the greatest Sonic spin-off of all times. Now, I highly suggest everyone to play this game, but don't take my word for it. Please, seriously, do not.
Knuckles Chaotix is a strange Sonic game. It tends to be left out of the conversation when discussing the classic titles. I mean, they released this game on a console that looks like a shoe. Like, what did you expect? Chaotix is yet to be re-released or included in any of those Sonic game collections, but at least they gave us Sonic Labyrinth. What the fuck is this? The only way to play Chaotix is by physically owning a 32X, which why would you? Or through the power of emulation. The choice is yours. Now, I have played Chaotix and hold the opinion that this game is in fact pretty fun, despite what half the internet says. It definitely takes some getting used to, especially with the way characters are all linked up to each other. It still controls like a Sonic game, but it focuses a lot more on exploration instead of just trying to go fast. When you get the hang of it, and it will take a while, this game can be pretty satisfying to play. Clearing large distances or speeding across sections by charging up your momentum, all while holding on to another character, it just fucking feels good. Like yeah, you could do a spin dash here, but this? It's way cooler. SBO changes colors, and he can stick to walls, and sometimes there's a bee. I suppose a lot of my opinions for this game were based around the aesthetic. See, I love Sonic CD, the art style, the music, the atmosphere. It's just got good vibes. And Knuckles Chaotix is the closest we've ever gotten to that. I could spend hours discussing the color theory to this game, but I don't have to, cause look at it. It's nice. I won't lie though, the special stages haven't aged well. They're dumb and stupid, and they control like shit. The boss fights are also kinda hit or miss. Some of them look pretty interesting, and those Eggman sprites are oddly terrifying. But I don't know, sometimes I just don't know what the fuck is going on. I like being able to throw whatever character I'm paired with around. It's a pretty unique way of reaching a higher platform. I think this is a type of gameplay style that could be attempted again, since it's way more engaging than Sonic 2's multiplayer, where Tails serves no fucking purpose. I think Knuckles Chaotix is mostly known for its soundtrack. Door into Summer might be the best opening level music in a Sonic game. Each track has such a colourful and bouncy melody that pairs well with the Genesis sound font. I much prefer this over the EDM shit we have nowadays. I'd recommend Knuckles Chaotix for any Sonic fan because it offers a pretty cool take over the traditional Sonic gameplay style, but it doesn't break too far away from the established formula. There is a steep learning curve to the way this game is played, and the way you access levels doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think Knuckles Chaotix is definitely one of Sonic's better games. It's got dancing Vector, I mean, just look at him go!
Well, would you look at that? Not only did I finally talk about my one guilty pleasure in gaming, someone backed up my opinion, I'm wearing a sweater open like this now because it is a free country after all, and I finally took a look at every single Sonic game from the Genesis era. Absolutely f***ing not.